Welcome to the deep dive. Ever get that sinking feeling? You know, you spend good money, invest your precious time in an online course, only to find out, maybe a few lessons in, it's really not hitting the mark, or just doesn't deliver what it promised. Yeah, you're definitely not alone there. It happens a lot, and it's exactly the kind of challenge we like to unpack here.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge issue. I mean, the world of online learning has it's exploded. So many choices, which sounds great, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, it often just leads to paralysis. Too much information, trying to pick the right course. It can feel like you're lost in a massive forest with no map. Seriously daunting.
Right. And that feeling, that frustration, is precisely why we wanted to look into platforms trying to fix it. So today, our deep dive is focusing on CourseCorrect. It's a tool that basically says we make finding a course easier. Our mission, really, is to figure out how. How do they actually claim to solve this big problem of finding the perfect course for you?
Yeah. And what's interesting is their specific mission statement. They aim to, and I'm quoting here, simplify course discovery for ambitious learners. They say they make finding your next course a breeze. How? Through a comprehensive aggregation of global courses and intuitive AI guidance. It's a bold claim, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to streamline something that's become so messy and, frankly, overwhelming for so many people.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain on that. What does this mean for you, the person actually looking for a course? CourseCorrect says they've already compared 150K plus courses, so you don't have to. Just pause on that number. 150,000 courses. That's, wow. That's a lot of groundwork. And the idea isn't just throwing options at you. It's about helping you find, like they say, the right course, not just a course.
Which immediately brings up the question of, well, how? Technically speaking. When they talk about comprehensive aggregation, that's a massive data job. Huge. You're not just scraping titles. You'd need to pull comparable info from, everywhere, Coursera, EDX, Udemy boot camps, you name it. Then standardize it somehow. Make it searchable. Make very different learning styles and platforms comparable. That's a significant technical hurdle. Making apples and oranges. Comparable apples and oranges, I guess.
Totally. A huge undertaking. So how do they take that giant pool of data and actually make it useful for someone like you? They say it starts pretty simply. You search a topic, get the good stuff.
Yeah.
You just, pop in what you want to learn, and bam, they pull the top 20 courses from across the internet. But obviously, it's more than just a list. This is where that idea of focusing on real outcomes, not just ratings, becomes really important. So how does a platform even begin to assess real outcomes? How do you figure out if a course actually moves the needle for someone's career, beyond just like a 5-star review?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And probably where the real innovation or the biggest challenge lies. Moving past simple popularity scores, well, likely means tracking more concrete things. Maybe they use surveys after the course. Or maybe integrations with LinkedIn, perhaps, to see career changes, analyzing projects. It's a big shift from just, did you finish, to what happened because you finished. It's really trying to measure the impact, valuing skills you can use, career boosts, not just watching videos, how they reliably get that kind of data and verify it. That's absolutely crucial to whether their promise holds up.
That adds a whole other layer, doesn't it? Because seeing, quote, skills you'll actually gain, where they've taken others, and whether this course moves the needle for careers like yours, that's aiming to answer the learner's big, so what question, which, a star rating just can't do. But, okay, even with a curated top 20, you might still feel a bit lost. So they have this feature, Cora. Apparently, you can click Help Me Choose and let Cora ask a few quick questions to find the course that fits your goals in under 2 minutes. So is Cora basically like a quick AI-powered guidance counselor, helping you narrow things down fast based on your needs?
Exactly. Cora sounds like that intuitive AI guidance piece put into practice. Instead of just giving you the list and saying good luck, Cora acts like an intelligent filter, a guide. It's designed to ask you the right questions, fast.
Right.
What are your goals? What do you already know? Maybe how do you like to learn? And then it uses that info, plus all their course data, to suggest the best fit. It cuts through the noise, it reduces that feeling of being overwhelmed, that decision fatigue, gives you a personalized shortcut, essentially.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What CourseCorrect seems to be doing, or aiming to do, is empower you, the learner. First, by tackling that sheer volume, comparing over 150,000 courses to save you a ton of time. That's huge. Second, shifting the focus from just ratings to real outcomes, what skills you actually get, how they might help your career. And third, offering quick personalized help with Cora, their AI feature, to make that initial choice less painful. It all points towards finding that genuinely right course for you, not just settling for any old course.
And stepping back for a second, looking at the bigger picture of learning and careers,
Yeah.
this kind of tool really represents an important shift. Platforms focusing on skills you'll actually gain and whether a course moves the needle for careers like yours. They're changing the game. It moves upskilling from being kind of a hopeful gamble to something more strategic, more based on expected outcomes. It really puts more power, more informed choice back into your hands as the learner. And that, in turn, puts pressure on course creators to deliver real value.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, maybe something to chew on. We see things like CourseCorrect 2025 on their site, suggesting these platforms are constantly evolving, getting smarter. So the question is, how might our own way of thinking about learning need to change? How can we best use these tools, these increasingly sophisticated guides, to really streamline our journey to getting the knowledge and the skills we actually need? Something to consider until our next deep dive.